Why, hello, ghouls and gals. This is Shaun for another movie review. Today we're going to be talking about 1988's Night of the Demons. The film is directed by Kevin Tenney, written by Joe Augustine, and it stars Kathy Podewell, Alvin Alexis, Hal Havens, Harold Ayer. Who else? It's kind of Linnea Quigley, Amelia Kincaid. Did I already say Hal Havens? I think I did. Yeah, IMDb's got the cast list all kind of fucked up here, and I'm not very familiar with most of these actors, so it's not like I can just pull them out off the top of my head like I have to do sometimes. But the plot synopsis is: 10 teenagers party at an abandoned funeral parlor on Halloween night. When an evil force awakens, demonic spirits keep them from leaving and turn their gathering into a living hell. So yeah, this has I only saw this for the first time a couple years ago. I liked it so much. I ended up picking it up like when it was on sale. I got the Scream Factory Steelbook, which is interesting because sometimes these are actually cheaper than getting the regular ones. It's probably because of the slipcover, but I guess that's neither here nor there. A little Blu-ray collector talk for you. But anyways, yeah, I liked it so much that I actually bought it. And I would not say that it's like a great movie or anything like that. But it's one of these ones that's super entertaining. I think it's like a notch above a guilty pleasure. And what really kind of puts it over the edge for me in terms of entertainment is that it's so goofy and it has such great like effects work that it's hard not to kind of just enjoy the ride. Enjoy your time with it. Because everything about it is kind of amateurish in a certain respect. Although I think it's shot pretty well. I think who did the David Lewis did the cinematography. He did like worked on Pee Wee's Playhouse, Dangerous Curves, UHF. That is actually, if I were to say it's from a technical aspect, that's probably the best thing about the movie is the way it looks, because he had a lot of work cut out for him in the sense of like trying to work with that makeup and work with the special effects and kind of selling all that stuff with his lighting. And I think he did a great job, honestly. I think it's shot surprisingly well for what it is. But everything else is kind of amateurish. Like the script is awful. The acting is like high schoolers. Like it's like or community theater actors, kind of like, if you were to be casting a low budget movie and you were casting in your town, you would cast these people. They probably go to some sort of community college like locally, and they want to be actors, and they come and audition. That's kind of the quality. It's very like, in the same way that like Kevin Smith when he made Clerks. Like it's got that kind of level of kind of acting. So I suppose, it's easy to overlook, I suppose, just because it's definitely not the focus of the movie. It's not like kind of what you're there for. But like I said, it's just a fun movie. It's just fun. It's full of blood and gore and boobs. Lots of boobs. Every time they have a chance to show some boobs, they show some boobs. I mean, come on. It's got some great demon possession moments. It's got some great transformation scenes. Like I said, the special effects are actually really great. Really gruesome stuff too. It's definitely harkens or reminded me a lot of things like Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, in terms of the way the demons look. And I would say, actually, what's her name? Is it Angela? Amelia Kincaid, who's really kind of only done she's done this, and she did some like little bit parts of movies, and then did like a short run on The Young and the Restless in the 90s. When she gets into the demon makeup, she's actually really great. She doesn't do the voice of the demon, but her physical performance is really good, which makes sense because apparently she was a dancer. That's kind of her background. She was like a model and a dancer, and she was kind of cast on that, and especially because of not just having like there's like dance scenes in the movie, like where they're listening to heavy metal music and rocking out in this old funeral parlor. But she brings a really great physicality to the part. Honestly, it's one of the better performances in the movie. And I would say Linnea Quigley as well. Especially when she goes demon, she's a ton of fun. And a lot of the stuff that's like, that kind of keeps you going is that the movie's very fast paced. It's got a lot of cool set pieces. It kind of starts right from the get go. It's doing funny, goofy shit. It's giving you cool kills and everything that you kind of expect from these kinds of horror movies, And it's kind of just this confluence of events, this alchemy that comes together to make Night of the Demons what it is. Because in a vacuum, most of the individual parts of the movie would be considered kind of terrible. It wouldn't be great, other than the cinematography and the effects work and the makeup and stuff. Everything else is kind of very subpar. Kevin Tenney, who's interesting, and I know a lot of these factoids because actually there is a great making of doc on this disc. It's very thorough. It's like an hour long. Talks about every aspect of the process you could probably want to know about Night of the Demons. And Kevin Tenney didn't fancy himself like a horror director, which is hysterical once you see like the rest of his career. But he had made this movie called Witchboard a couple years before he does Night of the Demons, and that kind of gets his foot in the door. But then he does this because he had made friends on Witchboard, and he does this, and then he just becomes a bad horror movie director. Up until this day, this is still kind of his bread and butter, still his bag. I actually watched Witchboard like completely on a lark last year, and I never got around to making a video about it. But it's not great. I wouldn't say it's awful. It's not awful. Also not great. Has a lot of similar problems that Night of the Demons has in terms of a flatness, and some of the performances are kind of bad. Just not a good director of actors, obviously. So it's kind of interesting to see that kind of continuity. Because when I watched Witchboard, I didn't realize it was the same guy that directed Night of the Demons. Not until I started, getting ready to talk about it a little bit, and I did some research. I was like, oh shit, it's the same dude. Because I saw Night of the Demons probably 3 years ago for the first time. And another one of these things, I've always known about Night of the Demons. I've always been familiar with the poster art more than anything. Let's see here. But the poster art is the thing that really, really kind of drew my eye, and it's why I always knew it. I saw it in, the video rental stores growing up. I would always see the case of what's her name? Kincaid. Amelia Kincaid in the demon getup with like this "you're invited to the party, Night of the Demons" thing, and I just I never saw it, so I was like, fuck it, it's like on Amazon Prime. Which, by the way, if you have Amazon Prime is a treasure trove of trash. Like there is so many great, every mediocre thriller from the 70s, 80s, and 90s is on there, which is kind of like like chicken soup for my soul. I just have a thing for it. And there's also tons of these kinds of horror movies, and even more obscure ones and shot on shitio. These bad horror movies that are shot on video. It's all over Amazon Prime. They got some, if you're willing to dig, there's some fun stuff on there. There's some fun discoveries to be had on there. I think, I went through a period. It was like right after my son was born, and he was like a little baby, and he was always in like a bassinet, and I was always getting up early with him or hanging out with him during the day, and I just started watching like the most random horror movies while I was watching them, and I found so many things, and a lot of the things I found were on Shudder, or not on Shudder, on Amazon Prime, because most of the things that are on Shudder, pro tip, are also on Amazon Prime. They get exclusives and stuff, but I want to like Shudder, but I just never remember that I have it. It's like just $5 a month that comes out of the bank account, and I'm like, oh yeah, every time I see that charge, I'm like, I do have Shudder. I guess I should check that out sometimes. But I think a lot of their Shudder originals are pretty bad. Don't tell anybody. That's between you and I. But yeah, Night of the Demons. It's a fun movie. There's really not much else to say about it in terms of like broadly get into specifics, I suppose, There's some great, like just some of it has like kind of an anarchistic spirit to it that I enjoyed a lot. And it's really abrasive, like in every sense, like from the gore to the sex to the characters. They're all obnoxious. None of them are likable. And especially, when they become demons, it becomes even crazier as they terrorize each other. It's a fun movie. It's a fun time. If you've never seen Night of the Demons, I'm not going to tell you that you're going to watch it. It's going to be like one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's going to be my top 10, but god damn it, it is a fun fucking movie. And sometimes that's all you want. You know, you want to just fucking chill out and watch like some fun trash. And this definitely would rank. This would rank in the world of fun trash. Let me tell you what. At least in this kid's opinion. In this man's opinion. In this boy man's opinion. Night of the Demons might be the finest example of fun trash he's seen in quite some time. But yeah, it has a reputation. I know a lot of people enjoy it. It definitely has a fan base. There's a bunch of sequels. There's 2 sequels, and then there was a remake in 2009 starring Edward Furlong. And I've never seen it. I wasn't going to watch it until I saw that it's what's her name? The girl from American Pie. Shannon Elizabeth and Edward Furlong are like the stars of the movie. And I was way more interested when I found that out. Because I was like, it's not going to be good. And I have no intention of ever watching Night of the Demons 2 or 3. It's just, no. Why do that? I don't know. Actually, I say that now. I'll probably be drunk or whatever someday and I'll see it and I'll be like, fuck it, let's watch it. It could happen someday. But the remake, I watched the trailer. It doesn't look good. But seeing Edward Furlong in something in 2009 is like almost like a unicorn thing. It's like a novelty. And if you don't know who Edward Furlong is, it's John Connor from Terminator 2. Come on. But yeah, and he went through kind of a rough period of his life where he got into really heavy into drugs, and became an alcoholic, et cetera, et cetera. And he's in that, and he's like one of the stars. I was like, shit, I might actually watch this just because of that. Just because of that, I might watch it. So maybe someday you'll see a review of the Night of the Demons remake. I don't know. It's kind of hard to find time to do these now, I used to do them during the day because my son was on a pretty regular schedule of like taking an hour nap every day. So I could pop into the office. I could do like knockout 2 or 3. And now I got to wait until nighttime. But at nighttime, usually I'm writing or I go stream or I do something else. Other stuff for the channel, basically. But I don't know. If you like these movie reviews, leave a note in the comments section. Let me know. Okay? Let me know. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to know more about Zoobox, there's a bunch of links in the description. Facebook, Instagram, DLive. That's where we do most of our live streams right now until so we got a hard strike on our channel, so we can't live stream for 90 days. So it'll be like May before that happens. So make sure you go follow us over there. Or I have another YouTube channel. Sometimes we stream over there as well. Also, have the best day ever. Yeah. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Good night.